Um, I guess I could have just left you guys on, but I had to run out to the postman before he effing took off again without taking the damn package that he's supposed to take, that he won't take because the box is too big and it's too hard to open two sets of doors to get back out, even though he brought it to me getting through two sets of doors. So now that I'm sending it back, why won't he just take it? So I had to get it and walk it out to the truck for him. Jeff's back. Yeah. It's bad to like start streams and then kill them, but like, I just don't know what to do when I need to, like, what's better etiquette? Do you keep the stream going and then just like have like 20 minutes or 10 minutes of dead time? Like what should you do? Let's ask that question. People usually keep the stream going. Okay, I always thought that if you kept the stream going, because I've tried keeping the stream going before when I've done something. And like, especially on my member streams, I'll do that because I don't think people will just like bone out. But there have been times when yeah, I could see them do that because like they have a pretty hooked in audience, I guess is the best way to say that. What do you say, hooked in? What do you call that? Like, what do you call an audience that's not going to go anywhere because they're so like invested in what you're talking about? So we're gonna have some dried pineapple, guys. We're gonna have some pineapple. Okay, so for now on, I'll just leave the stream going. And I should probably, if I'm going to be doing that, I need to be doing my streams dedicated. Yeah. I need to be doing my streams in OBS or StreamYard or something. So I can have like, because when I was doing Twitch streaming 150 million years ago, I would have, because like I would need to take breaks when I was gaming. Like I couldn't just keep going and going and going. But I would like pause my game and not want to like actually spend that much time away. So I would like pause the game and then change to another screen that had like a video playing or like a series of GIFs going with like some like 8-bit music playing. So I could do stuff like that. But I just have never done that on this channel, and maybe I should. Thomas, take 3. What's up? Pineapple. But yeah. So I put a link to the new channel in the description of this video, which I should have done in the last 2 videos too. Idiot. But like most things I do, I do them wrong or backwards. So let's talk about what the new channel is. So right off the bat, there are going to be, like, if you go to playlists, you'll be able to see what the playlists are. But one of the main reasons why I started it when I did was because of the Tagalog. Mindy's back. Hello. Sorry, you guys. I'm just going to leave streams on if I need to walk away now. Jeff talked me into it. I'm just going to leave them on. So that's how this is going to go. It'll be like, this is the majority report. Because that's how we do things in Worcester. Am I right, Jeff? Am I right, Jeff? I probably just popped Jeff so hard just now. Oh, man. Yeah, hang on, guys. That is hot. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. A friend of mine from work. Let me see. Oh, wait. Boom. A friend of mine from work is from the Philippines. Oh, nice. Do they speak Tagalog or do they speak a different dialect? Like, what is their most like native dialect or language? But anyway, so learning Tagalog has been really hard because I don't know how to say certain words, because depending on what words you say and how you say them, they mean different things. So like bukas and bukas, like one means open and one means tomorrow. Suka and suka, one means vinegar and the other means vomit. So like you could imagine how it would sound if you were at a restaurant and you asked the waiter for a side of vomit for you to dip your chicharrones in. And they're like, ew, gross. But I mean, obviously they would know. But little things like that, like you need to know the correct pronunciation of words in order to say the things that you actually mean to say. That can cause some problems. Exactly. So since I'm not speaking with anybody, I need to like know things. So I have a playlist of Tagalog videos on the channel, and I'm like saying things in Tagalog and speaking Tagalog and doing all this shit, and finding out that my Tagalog is really bad. But my accent isn't as awful as I thought it was, just my intonation is shit. So that's interesting and fun. But in just doing a week's worth of videos on there, I've already learned so much about Tagalog. Like I learned, um, I've actually learned some, not necessarily slang, but like written slang, like how you could kind of take certain parts out of a word when you're typing it and it's still considered that word. Just using roots. I found out that a lot of my flashcards I was using are wrong because of how Google Translator works. That was something I found out through doing the videos. And again, I've only had the videos up for a week, and the community's been really, really cool. So that's the first thing. And as I go through the places I'm going to, I'm going to be learning Bisaya because I know a little bit of Bisaya already. I'm also picking up little parts of other languages like Hiligaynon and Bicol and Ware and Ilocano. And I want to know some Chabacano too. So this is all fun stuff. But when I go into Borneo for that thing, I would like to know how to speak over there. I want to understand Malay. And there's a lot of similarities between Malay and Indonesian and Tagalog, which is awesome. And then going into Thailand, I'm going to be in Thailand next March. So learning Thai is going to be awesome. And I've been learning some Thai. And I have noticed that the way I speak as someone from Southern California, the way my accent moves is exactly the way Thai is spoken. So being able to talk like this, how I talk now, and then transferring into Kab Kun Krab, like it's like the cadence is the same. Man Rai, like just it flows very nicely with the way I naturally speak. But when I'm going into Tagalog and I'm like like kumasta ka po tapo, anong ginagawa ma, oh no, I totally fucked up. Anong ginagawa mo, or is it ginagawa mo? Ginagawa mo, anong pangalan mo, what other things? But it's like Tagalog's like so much like it's like really really fast. It's like pa 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 pa. And I feel like I speak it faster than I need to speak it because when I hear people speak it, I hear it like that. I hear it that fast. And so I feel like I need to be like um just like flying, like tagasaan ka, but like I could probably don't need to even do it like that. I could probably just be like, oh, tagasaan kayo po, and like just normal. But in my head, I feel like I have to like fly through it because of how quick it is. But so yeah, so over there, instead of doing the whole like, hello everybody, and welcome to this video where today we're gonna talk about da, 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 da. I do this whole other thing, and I'm like, Musta kayo at maligayon pagdating sa video ito kung saya na yun. And then I have to change it because I realized I was using the wrong words. So now it's like mag-uusap tayo tungkol sa, and then whatever I'm talking about. So it's just fun. It's just fun. Hello, Deep in the Reeds too. I know a poet who has an online open mic hosted in India that has a lot of poets from that whole region, speak a bunch of different languages. You can practice reading your poems in Tagalog. You know what? I'm actually kind of interested in that. But what I will say is if you go on YouTube and you look up like poetry, anything, and you aren't like focused on like a certain American poet, like 90% of the stuff that you're going to see that has lots of views is from India. And the other thing that drives me crazy is I've had lots of ideas. I'm like, oh, we could do a show, we could do this, we could do that. They have like American Idol kind of thing for poets in India. And it's amazing how open to like everything poetry is in other places. And again, it might be something as little as there's a lot of countries that don't have access. Like if you wanted to like share your emotions, like we don't have money for a guitar, so you're fucked. So you're going to end up doing spoken word because you can talk and you can talk this loud. So at least these people here can hear you. You know what I'm saying? So I totally understand the importance of spoken word in, I don't know, lower income areas. I don't know a different way of saying that, but fertile brains on YouTube. Okay. When are those usually? Like, is it at a weird time because of the time difference? Anyway, let's you answer that question and I'll start talking about this other stuff too. So another thing is there's a playlist called Moving Vlogs, and it's basically everything I'm having to do to get ready to leave. And it's everything from packing to getting rid of stuff to helping my kid get situated to like passport stuff, driver's license stuff, mailbox stuff, just anything that cell phone stuff. Because like you would not believe how many hoops I'm having to jump through with cell phones. Oh, and banking and credit cards and flights and all this stuff. So like there's that whole thing and I'm going through it. And then I was even doing a couple videos about like where is Southeast Asia? Because people don't know. If you're from America, you don't know anything. Let's just admit it. Like we're really bad at geography. We don't know anything. And then like a video about the Philippines, like where is the Philippines? Like what's there, like what the whole thing. So I have videos like that on there. And then I have like the California beach videos here, and then like food vlogs. So like the first time I tried Malaysian food is on there. First time I had halo halo, and the first time I had tahoe is on there, you know. So that's awesome. And as I am traveling through all of the everything from beaches to snorkeling to hiking to waterfalls to all of that stuff will be over on that channel. All of the cultural stuff will be over on that channel. Um, Basically, anything that isn't me answering your questions about writing and publishing is going to be over on that channel. And I'm going to keep this channel so laser focused on writing tips, publishing tips, poetry. That's it. The art I'm going to be working on, I'm starting my novel as soon as I get over there. I decided I was not going to start my new novel in this apartment. Philippines are next to Alaska, right? You would think so with all the freaking Filipinos that live in Alaska. Am I right? No, I'm just joking. Almost. Like I guess it might be closer to the wait, how do you do Alaska? What is it? Is it like this? No. Wait, how do you do Alaska? Here we go. Here's Alaska. This is what Alaska looks like, right? I guess the Philippines could be like it's kind of pointing towards it, and I'm knocking stuff off my desk. But yeah, so in case you guys didn't know, the Philippines is south of Taiwan, east of what would that be considered? Straight right there, Vietnam, like Vietnam, Thailand, and then Malaysia and Indonesia. Malaysia is southwest of the Philippines. Indonesia is south of the Philippines. Australia is southeast of the Philippines. China, Korea, and Japan are north of the Philippines. And Guam is east of the Philippines. Good Lord. That was really hard, guys. Oh, Saturday night. Okay. Oh, Sunday morning Eastern. Saturday night for them. Got it. Stoked. You're stoked on it, Thomas. Thanks. No, this is actually sounds. Oh. This actually sounds cool. I'll look at your other channel. Well, thank you. Yeah, here's the thing. I didn't want to tell anybody about it right off the bat because I wanted to see if I used the correct metadata and all the back end crap you're supposed to do with YouTube. If YouTube would let people organically find the channel. And it seems like it's been working. So hopefully now that YouTube's like, oh, these are the kind of people who like this channel, I could tell my viewers about that channel. And because you guys might be interested, like you might not be interested in the stuff I'm talking about, but you might be interested in me since we've been hanging out for the last 8 years. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to give the channel as much opportunity to exist on its own without me mucking it up. Oh, so again, there's going to be less foul language. If you want me to cuss like a sailor, you come here. If you want me to talk like a Catholic schoolgirl in front of a priest, you go to the other channel. If you want to hear me talk like a Catholic schoolgirl in front of a priest when no one's around, you come to this channel. I probably could have made that analogy 100 times different and not so horrific, but here we are. Admit it, you have a map in front of you. No, I actually had the map in my head. I was like trying to think. I was editing that video. Like I did 2 videos about that. And both of the videos, like the actual videos that ended up going up were like anywhere from like a half hour to 45 minutes, which means the raw footage of each video was like an hour and a half. So I've been like looking at maps a lot lately, especially because another thing I'm trying to do, one of the things that I want to do when I get to the Philippines is I don't want to just go somewhere and stay there. I want to go through all of it before I decide where I would want to stay. And on top of that, I want to spend a good enough time in each place so I could consider like, do I like this place long term? So like I'm probably gonna end up in Manila for a couple weeks. And I was thinking yesterday, like, do I stay for a month just to see all the different, because like Manila is huge, but like the whole thing is like I don't want to move from LA to go to another city that's almost exactly like LA. So it's like, but there's so many like rich culturally places. Like you have like Manila, and then you have Makati, then you have like BGC, which is like Singapore level nice. And then you have like just all, and then you have like Quezon City up top, and then coming down you have like Cavite, and there's all sorts of places all through in there. How come I can't think of any? Anyway, I might just do a video that's like Google Earth and Street View of all these different barangays in Manila, so you guys can see how different just like parts of Manila are, because they're totally completely different. Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate you. Deep in the reads. I recently drilled myself on all the world's countries, one continent at a time, until I could name and locate them all off the cuff, so I can relate to you working on Southeast Asia. Oh man, that must have been a pain, dude. I mean, I get the excitement. Like, dude, I just fucking did that. I just did something that probably 0.5% of the world's population could do. I get that. I get how that gets you off. I feel like I want to do something like that too. I feel like I want to do something like that too. How long did it take you? That's the question. Poetic Artifacts says I'm actually an amateur anthropologist, so learning about other cultures is fun for me. It's so fun. It is so fun. Just being like, I don't know if I would consider myself anything like that, or just someone who likes to observe, to be inspired by shit, is like how I like to do stuff. But the thing about the Philippines that is just so amazing to me is you have all of these different places pretty much centrally located to one another, and they have completely different language structures. They have like different foods. They have just like a different way of life from just like going from here to there. I mean, there are definitely similarities. And one of the amazing things is the similarities, like your main, your ulams all basically have the same name, like your main food dishes. And some other foods have the same names too. But your main food dishes all have the same names. But like you could talk about all the other things around that, and the words are going to be totally different, and people won't be able to communicate. But like when you start talking about like your manok or your baboy or your carne and baka and ista and is it hipon? Yeah, hipon. And all of all this stuff, and your kanin and all of this, like that's all good, but like what you're serving it on, what the table's called, what the cup is, like your cuchara, tinador, cuchillo, all that stuff is different. So that's it's amazing how food can bring so many different cultures together, so many different places together. So that's really, really interesting for me too. You might have told it already. How did you decide on Southeast Asia and none of the other parts of the world? Oh, 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 oh. This is going to be like one of the funnest things to talk about ever. I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so here's the deal. As you guys know, I'm one of these people who, um, how do I say it? Like, not because I'm really good at what I do, but because I'm too stupid to have not stopped doing what I've done over the last like 25 years. I've been able to kind of exist as an artist. Like, I feel like the only reason why most people aren't full-time artists is because they get scared or they quit or someone talks them out of doing it or they end up getting comfortable with another job that has like money coming in, which like why the hell would someone not like that? But I'm telling you guys right now, the only thing that is keeping you from being like a full-time artist is longevity. That's it. If you do something long enough, it just becomes, and there's nothing else to it. Okay, but a lot of people, they try something really hard for like 6 months or a year and it doesn't work out, and they're like, fuck this, I'm going back to fucking Target or whatever. Okay, so there was my backstory. Okay, I've been doing this shit for so long that I don't know what else to do. Okay, and I've been living in LA now, like LA proper, for 3 years. And it's been a fucking struggle. Like, I don't feel like I've been working my ass off as much as I was when I first got here. When I first got here, I was I was working so fucking hard. Like, I was barely sleeping. I was working like probably like 14 to 18 hours a day on all of my shit. And I wasn't really getting anything out of it, like anything more than I would normally get. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, God damn, if I still lived in Big Bear, like I would I would be able to get by working half as much as I do and being able to live okay. And if I was fucking living in the desert, like, dude, when I was living in the desert, I worked on my shit, like my actual art, like maybe like I don't know, like 5 hours a week, because again, the cost of living in the desert was so chill. I didn't have to do anything. I could create stuff, but I didn't have to like whore myself out to get my shit out. So that's where all this is coming from. So I was sitting here one day and I was like, I feel like I've been here 3 years and I feel like I'm not any farther along than I was 3 years ago. And the whole idea of moving to LA was I was going to move to LA proper for like a year and then move to like Venice or Santa Monica. And then like reality hit me in the dick and was like, oh yeah, you can't afford that because you're a fucking artistic bum. Like, get the fuck out of here. Unless you want to live in a fucking commune with like 30 fucking people sharing a fucking toilet and a fucking, I don't know, an egg crate for a fucking bed. Like, you're not getting that fucking dream, bro. And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, okay, well, what do I want in life? And I'm like, well, I want the beach. Like, I need to be by the water. Like, I want to like, fuck, I just want to be at the beach. I want to sit in the sand. I want to touch water. I want to like hear the waves crashing. I want to smell the sea, and just like me, like closing my eyes and thinking about it, it like kind of washes me over a little bit, you know? So I'm like, okay, so where can I go and do this? And one of the places that has been like jumping out to me that's been close is Tulum, Mexico. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure out what I could do and I'm going to travel to Tulum and I'm going to go to Tulum. And then I can't remember who said it to me. Somebody Oh shit. Yeah, I was at a party and I was talking to some dudes that are actually from Mexico, and they live in LA. They're actually in the reggaeton scene, and they come up here, do shit, shoot music videos, and then go back to Tulum and like live the rest of the month and shoot music videos on yachts for the cost of like a cup of coffee. And they were like, you gotta go. You gotta go. Like, why are you here? And I'm like, well, why are you guys here? And they're like, we come back for work, but if you don't need to work here and you could just work from wherever, just fucking go to Tulum and don't come back. And I'm like, you can do that? And like, of course, I knew you could do that. I mean, fucking Hunter S. Thompson did shit like that. Hemingway did something allegedly like that. Um, Motherfuckers all over the place do that, right? The fucking lost generation. Am I right? So I'm like, okay, let's look into this. And I was looking into it and I'm like, okay, if I do this, I want to be able to go somewhere that I would love to be at, still work, but if it's possible for me to actually save money while I'm doing it, that's what I want. Like, I don't want to do this and be stressed out because I'm stressed now and I fucking hate it. So I want to save money because, like, I can't do that where I'm at, you know? And, so I was looking at Mexico and I'm like, okay, well, there's some places here and there's some places there. And then I started getting really picky and I'm like, well, that sand isn't really white. It's close, but it's not like white. And that water's not really turquoise and it's not very calm. I thought it would be more calm, less waves. Let me see. And so like I start looking through Mexico and like the Caribbean, dude. Don't even get me started. Like I want the Caribbean bad, like Turks and Caicos and like that whole area. But I'm like, that's still kind of pricey. There's too much American tourism that drives the price up for everything. I wouldn't feel comfortable running and doing that and like not stressing about shit. Because again, I don't want to stress. And so I'm like going through like Central America. I'm like, oh man, there's all sorts of places down here that are fucking awesome looking. And the crazy thing is that the one place I have always wanted to go to, like since I could remember, is the fucking Maldives. And the Maldives and Sardinia and just like those beautiful turquoise water, white sand beaches in the fucking Mediterranean. And like, it's unbelievable. But that I always thought was out of my reach financially. And then just in talking to a lot of people who I know who've been to those places, I'm like thinking, I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, you should totally go to the Maldives. You would love it and all this other shit. I'm like looking at them and I'm like, wait a second. These are broke ass motherfuckers. How the fuck are they going to the fucking Maldives? How are they spending 3 weeks in Sardinia? Who are these fucking people? How is this happening? And so just like, I think people get like a mindset, especially if you live in America and you've lived in America your whole life. You get this block in your head that travel is not only expensive, but completely inaccessible. And I think a lot of it, like there's a couple reasons why it's like that in America. But the first reason is because like America is very much by itself. I mean, there's Canada up there, but who the fuck wants to go to Canada? Am I right? Deep in the reeds? No, just kidding. I just mean like it's fucking cold. Like who wants to go where it's cold, And then like to our south, to our southern border, we have Mexico. And I think there are a lot of people in this country who have vilified Mexico so much that the idea of traveling to Mexico for a large portion of this country is something like, why would you do that? Like, why would you ever want to do that? And Mexico is awesome. I've been to Mexico loads. I haven't been to where I've been wanting to go to in Mexico, but I've been to Mexico loads, and I've always had fun. Even that time I almost got killed, and that was more my fault than their fault. That's a whole other story for a whole other day. Anyway, so when I decided about all of this, my end goal was the Maldives. That was what my goal was. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Maldives, and you know what? I'm not even going to just go to visit. I'm going to fucking be there for like 6 months. Suck it. I'm going to show all these motherfuckers that I could live in a weird little hut on top of the water and, I don't know, ride a jet ski all over the place and just eat, I don't know, scallops and drink coconuts. Like, that was like my whole thing. Now, there were some caveats to this. I realized I'm like, I don't like how much that's going to cost and how much I'm going to be able to save while living like that. That's not okay with me. So all this other stuff. But going back to what Winterlindy said, in Europe, Europeans have this idea of travel that it's just the thing you do because it betters you as a person. Travel is how you understand cultures. The more you travel, I can't remember who the quote's by, but it's something like, maybe it's Mark Twain, but who fucking knows? Like, the more you travel, the less you want to like invade other countries and force your religion upon them. I don't know. I'm probably misquoting the quote. If anyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about, please put it in the fucking thing. Oh, I completely fucked that up. Wow, that wasn't even close to what it says. But I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But America has this whole thing where everywhere else is scary, but America is safe. And America is probably seriously one of the most dangerous places in the fucking world. And the fact that Americans think that America is safer than all of these other places, all of these other developing countries, all these other third world countries, it's absolutely bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. And if you like show anyone data, they're like, oh, well, it's not like they're going to give you the real numbers. It's like, oh, okay. So there's absolutely no talking to you. So Southeast Asia, let's get back on this. Southeast Asia was the most inexpensive place to go, obviously, like right off the bat. The other thing, though, is the beaches are the most gorgeous beaches you have ever seen and you ever will see. I don't understand, but they're just absolutely gorgeous. Maybe the camera filters in the Philippines and in Thailand and in Vietnam and in Indonesia are just better. It's possible. I don't know. But they look better. And I haven't been there in person, so I can't tell you from experience, but I can tell you from probably altered images that it looks better. But the whole idea here is I can live there doing what I do, not be stressed out all the fucking time about it, and still save money to where in 3 years, in 5 years, I could probably buy a house anywhere in the world that I want to and not even like be like, well, I don't know if I can. I could just do it because I will have saved money. And that's how life should be. Like in LA, like basically 75% of your income is going towards rent. That's insane. And then you're forced to live off of this crazy little amount of money that's left over. And that's why so many people, like there'll be like multiple people living in one place. Because that's the only way you can have the life where a third to a quarter of your income is rent and the rest of your money is this. And then you could take that 20% and put that into savings. you can't really do that anywhere. And the place for me to go to where I can do that the quickest possible way and be in one of the most beautiful places in the world is the Philippines. And right now, the way the travel visa is in the Philippines, you could basically stay there. As of right now, this could change next year. Like, it's all up in the air all the time. But you can stay there basically for 3 years without leaving the country on a tourist visa, just by getting extensions. And that's awesome, because in most other countries in Southeast Asia, you have to pay for your visa extension and everything, or pay for your visa. And then, like, every 30 days or every 45 days or every 60 days or every 90 days, you have to do a border run where you leave the country. And some of the countries have a requirement where you have to be gone for a certain amount of time before you could come back into the country. And some of these countries that have 30-day visa runs, that's out of control, especially when you have to be gone for a certain amount of time. On top of that, if you are in the Philippines and you leave the country, you can come right back. Like, you can like fly to Thailand, get on a plane and come right back, and your 3 years starts over right then. So that's awesome. But on top of all this, like, I still have like family in America. I'm not going to not come back for 3 years. I'm probably going to be coming back, I would think, like once or twice a year to spend time with family, and then any kind of work projects I get, because there are a couple really big projects on the table that I'm waiting on, that I'm trying to hear about and stuff like that. So anytime any of those go through, I'll come back, and then going back, then my 3 years starts over again. And even if I wanted to, oh yes, this is what I was going to say about the Philippines. I feel like I'm doing like 100 run-on sentences here. I'm really sorry. But I want to spend like a month in each place. So like, I'm going to spend like two weeks to a month in Manila, and then probably go to Boracay for a month. And then I would like to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this right away, but I would like to then go to Coron for a month, go to El Nido for a month, and then spend another month going down through Palawan, like to like through Puerto Princesa, all the way down to Balabac, which I think is probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen, like at least in photos. And the snorkeling, like the snorkeling looks fucking out of control. So there's going to be a lot of snorkeling videos. There's going to be a lot of island hopping videos, a lot of sandbar videos, a lot of me drinking coconut videos, and waterfall videos. Okay, so whatever. So then from there, so I mean, we're already like 3 or 4 months in. And then if this is pushing up on January, I'm going to have to leave the Philippines and go to Borneo, which is this island that is the top part of it is Malaysia. And then Brunei is like a little part up here. And then the part on the bottom of it is Indonesia. And for those of you who are members on the channel, you've heard me talk a little bit more about the project, but there is a film project happening out there, and I'm going to be working on that it'll probably be about 6 weeks or so. So that'll be really fun. And then come back to the Philippines from there. And by that time, I'll probably be in the Visayas. So like, we're talking like Bacolod, going down through Cebu and doing like the whale shark stuff and the sardines, and going to like Calagaman, Sandbar Island, and down through Oslab and Molbol, and then like Lapu-Lapu, and then going over into Bohol and Panglao, and Onda on the other side of Bohol. And then from there, after like a month there, so I mean, this is already another 3 or 4 months, going over to Siquijor, doing Sikihor for at least a month. But then there's other little things. Like there are some people from America, friends of mine, who are already planning a trip to Boracay in April of next year and want me to be there with them. And I would love to do it because it's going to be like a year since I've seen anybody. So of course, like I'm going to want to do that. So like spend a couple weeks back up in Boracay. Because the other thing about like Southeast Asia, and especially the Philippines, like you could be in any part of the Philippines. And like if you want to fly to another part of the Philippines, it costs like $20. So if you want to like go like, oh, I'm in Cebu, but I want to go up to Manila for the day, it's like 20, $25. Or I want to go to Davao and get some durian or something like that. You could do that. It's really cheap. If you want to go into Thailand from Manila, it's like $45, $50. If you want to go to Vietnam, it's like, it's so inexpensive to do things that in America we've been told cost a lot of money. And then any kind of healthcare stuff, I'm going to fly into either Bangkok in Thailand or Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And I'm going to have travel insurance, but a lot of the stuff I'm just going to be able to pay cash for. So like full up and down all over, exams, x-rays, blood work, all this stuff, couple $100 to do all of it. Just shit like that. Okay. I think I answered your question. Let me get back in here. Oh yeah. So anyway, so after I do the whole Southeast Asia thing, if I want to stay there, I'll stay there. But if I then go, I do want to go to the Maldives for 6 months. I'm going to go do that. If I want to go through South America and Central America and the Caribbean, I'll go do that. But I think as far as the cost of living and what you get, if that stays like that in the Philippines, like I will just make the Philippines my home base and then do whatever the fuck I want and go back. I mean, right now the exchange rate is, I think it's 58.4 pesos to the dollar. And that's awesome. That is really awesome. I think Vietnam is actually like cheaper for everything than the Philippines is. But between the language and the people and the beaches, I think the Philippines has everywhere in Southeast Asia beat. Winterland, you did it thoroughly. You did it thoroughly. You've been talking for 20 minutes nonstop. Shut the fuck up now, dude. Like, fuck. Last time I asked this fucker a question, it was lots of fun, and it wasn't that hard once I broke it up. Oh, we're talking about knowing all the places. I love it. I love it. Took me 10 days, 2 weeks. I started with a quiz to see how many countries I can name without practice, then zeroed in on my weak spots. That's awesome. There's so many countries I never heard of, countries with "and" in their names. It got so weird, like St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Turks and Caicos, right? And what's that other one? Oh my God, my friend's from there. How come I can't? Am I breaking this table? I think I am. I can't remember. It's in the Caribbean, but it's an and place. Dude, all these people with their damn pipes. You guys say you can't hear this stuff. It's just like all these dudes with fucking the smallest dick in the world. Or it might be average, but they're just so afraid that they have a small penis. They're like, I got to make my car as loud as humanly possible. So everyone in the neighborhood knows when I'm coming up the road. Yeah, that'll show them. That'll show them that I don't premature ejaculate into my pants every time I think about a person. Unbelievable. These people, I swear to God. And this is why I needed to do an apology video the first week on my new channel. Running my fucking liquor like that. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, LOL. I didn't choose to be a poet and a musician for 20 plus years for the money. Up top, dude. I feel ya. I feel ya. I feel ya. Yo. Oh, well, I live in North Dakota. I want to visit Canada. I wouldn't mind visiting Mexico, though. I like a lot of Chicano and Mexican poetry. Totally, totally, totally. Dude, there's so many like beautiful, beautiful places in Mexico. And then especially like going through like, oh shit, like Belize and Colombia and there's just so many there's so many beautiful places. But like even if you're talking art, is it Oaxaca? Oaxaca? There are just like beautiful places that like they're like, you know what? We're just gonna fucking make every single fucking building on this street look fucking amazing. We're just gonna paint the building, the sidewalk, and the road, and it's just gonna look fucking great. And you guys will all love it, and it's gonna match fucking grandma's dress. Why the fuck not? Let's do it. And someone make some fucking tacos because we're gonna be hungry when we're done making this place look like fucking amazing. There's just so many like beautiful, beautiful places. Oh, I was going to ask you guys. South Dakota does not have sales tax or state tax, I mean. How does South Dakota get away with not having state tax? Like, why is South Dakota trying to get digital nomads to claim residency in South Dakota if South Dakota doesn't get anything for it? Are any of you tax professionals? Help me, guys. A lot of people artificially inflate the cost of travel by insisting on staying in $100 a night hotels and eating every meal in sit down restaurants. In Peru, I stayed in $10 a night places and it was fine. Oh, dude, I totally, totally know what you're talking about. Most people, well, first off, if we want to talk about flights, like airline prices are ridiculous, and they're ridiculous because people don't know to question it. Like there are so many like ways to get cheap flights without like risking safety and comfort, but like people just like go, oh well, I fly maybe once a year, what the fuck do I know? And people just don't research shit. People are so used to everything just being like there and handed to them that they're like, well, this is just what it's going to cost. I guess I'm fucked. So there's that. But staying at super expensive places and staying at and eating like ridiculously expensive meals, it's fucking crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And there are people who feel like they need to spend more money on a trip than they would at home in order for the trip to be a luxurious vacation. And that mindset is why people in America feel like they're not allowed to travel and they're not allowed to even go on vacation. Like when I was a kid, like maybe once a year we would do something that would be considered a family vacation, and it might be like going on a trip to the Grand Canyon for a week, or it would be like, okay, we're all here, no one's going to work, there could be a tent in your future, and like something like that. But as I had kids and was an adult, that was not something that happened. And maybe it was just me, but like we never, like even when I was working, never had like, oh, a 2 weeks vacation, awesome, let's do this. Like that was just never a thing for me. And like very few people I know were able to have like the family vacation lifestyle. Oh my gosh, so loud in my ear right now. And yeah, fearing poor nations contributes to expensive trips too. I never felt unsafe in South America and was so sad when someone I'd known dropped some RS when I recommended they travel here. Oh, geez, man. I almost want to say it to all of those types of people. Then just have this area and stay here and shut up. I don't want to fucking hear from you. I don't want to fucking know what you're thinking. I don't want you to post on social media. Just stay in your weird, crappy little bubble. It's 2024. If you still feel like that, like, I don't think there's any helping you. Like, it's just we have to exist long enough as a society for people like that to just die off. Like, let like Darwinianism run its course. These people will eventually die off. They will. It's just how things go. But for fuck's sake, it is taking a long ass time. Am I right? Malaysia is dope. Jeff, have you been to Malaysia? Tell me all about it. I want to know everything. You did it thoroughly. No, I love listening. I hope you did. I hope you did love listening, because I hate when I just talk and I feel like, I don't know. I could run this for a long time if I'm not stopped. And now it all makes total sense. It better. If it didn't, I'd be terrified right now. And I want you guys to know, I did the math yesterday. I've been to 8 countries. I thought it was actually going to be more, but it was seriously 8. And I even went so far as to mapping the trains I took when I was going through Europe, because I was like, bullshit, I've only been to 8 fucking countries. I am calling bullshit on this. And I like got out the maps of the trains and I'm like, nope, god damn it. I thought for sure I like snuck into some other countries while riding the train. No, it didn't happen. Let's see. Poetic Artifact says South Dakota doesn't have state tax. Holy, I might be moving south. That's one thing I miss about living in Nevada. Okay, so here's the thing that I've been told, because I'm afraid of the California state taxes I'm going to have to pay if I'm not in California for 6 months of the year. That's how it like breaks down, but I know there's some penalties. And like California has a very high state tax. I know. But I heard that you can go to South Dakota, get off the plane, go right into a DMV and become a resident, like right there. And I'm like, do you even need a apartment or something? Like, how do you just go into a DMV? Like, are you a transient resident? Like, I don't understand how this works, but this is the thing South Dakota is doing to try to boost digital nomad residency, because the other countries that you don't pay state taxes in, like Florida, Texas, Washington, Nevada, there is like you have to be a resident there for a certain amount of days or months before you could actually claim residency. And South Dakota is like, no, give us your poor, give us your weak. The downside of this is you then have to tell people that you live in South Dakota. And you have to, when you pull your ID out, next to your picture is going to be a thing that says you live in fucking South Dakota. So you have to be okay with that. Okay. So if you could stomach that, then this could be a really good thing. But I want to know, because if it's something that I could just go take care of one day, like just fly to South Dakota tomorrow and become a South Dakota resident and like not get fucked on state taxes, I'll fucking do that. I'll do that tomorrow. But I just don't know like the logistics of all of it. So you guys let me know if you know, or even if you just know, like, hey, go to this link or go to this website. You could probably find the information out there. That would be awesome. Jeff Taylor says, I don't like traveling more than 10 miles away from my house. That's okay. All you have to do, bro, is just go 11 miles and see how you feel. And if 11 miles feels okay, then the next time you're out and about, go 12. You know, just do a little bit at a time. Just ease it in. And I'm not going to say like a virgin on prom night, but I'm going to say just ease it in, Jeff. A little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Because I'm not a disgusting effing pervert who says things like a virgin on prom night. Because I would never do that. Because that's disgusting. American also ask if flying is safe in Europe, as if planes in America don't lose their doors. Dude. Triggered. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. My effing mother, okay? You cannot be within 20 feet of this woman and talk about a trip, talk about the airport, talk about going anywhere that's farther away than a car drive without her talking like that and being like, oh, you couldn't pay me enough to get on an airplane these days. They're just falling out of the sky. And I'm like, are they? Are planes falling out of the sky? You would think if planes were falling out of the sky at this rate, one of us would have had a plane in our living room by now. We would have been Donnie Darkoing it up. But no. But like, hey, I need something to bitch about. So planes, sky, air, gravity, doors, fuck it. Am I right? I don't think I'm assuming just because of how the world is, if a plane is from a place that's not America, it's probably way safer. Just because I don't want to say this to like be a dick, but Americans are fucking lazy. And that's a lot of that is why a lot of work has been sent to other countries. And he's like, no, it's because the labor's cheaper. Yeah, but there's also hard-working people trying to make that shit happen. Like people here are kind of lazy and they put forth the effort that they think the amount of money they're getting is worth. And then there comes like a part where it meets and then the other side goes up. And it's like, well, I'm already getting so much money, I could just phone it in. But there's this weird middle part where people actually work to the level of the money that they're making. But in other places, it's like, you don't want to lose that job. So you fucking bust your ass and you work hard every fucking day. And I'm not sitting here like advocating for like horrible working environments, but I don't know. I could tell you what I've seen from the people. I'm Team Matt's mom. Oh, Jeff, you poor guy. Yeah, no, we'll get us on a plane. We'll go somewhere. What airlines do you think are the best airlines if you are someone who travels a lot? Like I want to either do Singapore Air or I think it's called Ava. Those look amazing and the prices aren't really that bad. But yeah, what other great airlines are there, guys? I would like a little bit of room and I want to be treated nicely. I don't want to be treated like, ugh, they let you on the plane. Damn it. 8 hours with this piece of shit. Like, I don't want to fucking have any of that crap. Okay, let's see. Small correction. I did feel unsafe crossing the street in South America. Drivers are nutty. Oh, I hear you. I felt the same way in the Middle East. I don't think I ever. Well, I never fucking jaywalked in the Middle East. Fucking tell you that right now. That never fucking happened. Out here, I don't think I've used a crosswalk since I've lived here. I'm just kidding. I have, but I jaywalk all the fucking time here. Jeff says, I haven't been, but a good friend lives there. Julian Matthews. I know him from Garage Poets. Oh, shit. Have I been there when Julian was there? I did notice that there were a couple times I was there where there were some people from other places, but I don't remember where they were from, or maybe they didn't say. Give us your poor, give us your weak. In just 3 years, there'll be more poor. There'll be more poor and meek because we'll increase their rent by $2,000. Yeah, for real. In Europe, you are in danger crossing a bike lane. Oh, I bet. Oh, I don't know. My kid keeps telling me because, like, I don't know how much I should get into this. One of the things that has been keeping me in the situation that I'm in right now is I'm trying to make sure. I hope my kid doesn't see this. If you're watching this, just turn this off because I don't want you to feel any way about this. I want to make sure my kid is relatively stable before I leave, because even though, like, my kid will just be like a 17-hour flight away, 12 to 17 hours depending on where I go or how I get there. Like, I don't want the stress. Like, I just get to a place and then my kid has a fucking meltdown about something and needs like money or needs me to come home or needs something, like whatever. It's just like being a parent, you freak out. So I've been trying to get my kid into a good living situation, and they're in a fine living situation now, but they don't like where they live and they want to move. But for the last 6 months, they've been trying to find a place and they haven't been able to find a place. So I'm like, why don't you move into this apartment? I'll put you on the lease. I'll fucking leave and take my name off the lease, and then it'll just be your apartment. And then that way you don't have to do the first month, last month deposit, the background check of like your bank stubs and pay stubs and all this other shit. Because my kid could totally afford this place, but because of how a lot of rental application rules are in LA or Southern California, it's kind of tricky. More Southern California than LA, but it's kind of tricky to get a place. Whatever. So my kid is supposed to be moving into here very soon, and I'm supposed to be leaving here very soon. And there was a reason I was talking about this, and I have to remember what it was. I already forgot. So whatever. But that's the plan right now. I like my state too much. My family has been here since the Revolutionary War. It's in my DNA. I get that. I get that. I feel like I've never had a home. I feel like Southern California is my home, but like I feel like I don't have a hometown. But I feel like this is where I'm from, if that makes any sense. And I get like when I feel like I'm not inspired by my surroundings anymore, I start looking for places that are going to inspire me. And that's kind of how things have been. Poetic Artifact says, I took a flight on a small plane. It felt like it was flying in a Lego plane. Oh my gosh, dude, I flew from Denver to Phoenix. Wait, Phoenix to Denver. It doesn't matter. That was the route. And I was in a little tiny plane like that. I liked how much room I personally had, but I could also touch the other side of the plane by just sticking my arm out. And the stewardess, there was only one stewardess on the plane, or flight attendant, I guess is what you call them now. And there's probably like maybe like 6 or 7 people on the plane. And there was a guy who was being a fucking asshole. I'm like, dude, this plane is as big as like your shoe. Why are you like trying to ruin everyone's day? And he was just like, oh God, Plane takes off. It's almost like it's flapping its wings to get over the Rockies and shit, right? And that motherfucker shut the fuck up the rest of the fucking flight. He was so fucking terrified. He was so fucking scared. It was just like, oh my God, damn, good thing that guy fucking shut the fuck up. But I was scared as shit too. But I was playing pinball on my iPad, trying to pretend that I wasn't like completely pissing and shitting myself. Yeah, little planes, dude. No. I mean, I'm already claustrophobic as fuck, but I think I would rather be in a giant metal tube very far off the ground, defying gravity, than in a skinny metal tube just barely above the ground, fighting gravity. I don't know what the logic here is, but maybe it's just the claustrophobia. And the fighting the gravity thing really isn't the thing that scares me. I don't know. I just have had such a hard time with gravity my whole life. It feels like no matter what I do, the earth is trying everything it can do to pull me towards its centaur. And then, like, going, well, okay, Earth, I'm going to get in a plane, go 30,000 feet above you, suck it. I almost feel like I'm asking for trouble. So touch wood that none of that shit happens. I'm going to quit talking like that. I'm going to just say happy things about flying now. I like flying. Flying's fun. Flying is safe. Yes, everything's fine now. Team Matt's mom said no human being ever except Jeff. You're the only person in the world who's on Team Matt's mom, just so you know. You work long hours on 3 jobs. How can you do one of them right? Well, I know you ain't talking to me. My kid actually works a couple jobs, but they don't give her any hours. So she has to work multiple jobs. It's fucking lame. There are no good airlines. Oh my gosh, the pessimism in this room. There are no good airlines. It's just a matter of which one scams you the least. Okay, so which one scams me the least? Do me a favor there. Which one? Dude, I'm telling you, Singapore Air, what is happening? Okay, Singapore Air looks fancy AF. And I guess like that French airline, Air France, is really nice. But if the flight attendants are also French, I'm going to assume they're all going to treat me like shit. So I would rather go on the Singapore flight. Yeah, I think I would rather do the Singapore. I don't need a French flight attendant to be like, you want that what? That was awful. That was my so bad. I should not do French accents. Suck my blur. Should not have done that. Malaysia Airlines, their planes are so good, they'll disappear and never be found. Whoa. 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 You know what I'll say to that joke? Very timely. That was a very timely joke. Good job. Good job, bro. Sup, bro. Good job, bro. Bro, the amount of typos I've had is too much right now. Bro. I hear you. Malaysia Airlines. When did that happen? It hasn't happened again, right? Like, I think I would have heard about it. Like, that was like, what, like 5 years ago or something? When did that happen? LOL, PA. Wait, are we talking Pennsylvania? What happened in PA? Poetic Anarchy? What happened? I think you met him. I told you I'm lame. No, you're good. Lufthansa? Lufthansa. That is an airline, correct? I mean, I've been on Royal Jordanian, and that was a pretty awesome experience. Wasn't that the airline with the 2.5 ton of lithium batteries in the cargo hold? What is happening here? I don't know. I'm 10 years late to the punchline. I'm also quite tired. No, that was awesome because I completely forgot that it was a Malaysian Airlines flight that disappeared. Like, good job. Now that's another thing to be terrified about. But does lightning strike twice in the same place? Maybe going on Malaysia Air is the only way to make sure the plane does get where it's going. Oh man. Oh, the book sale. Yeah. I did not respond to anyone who sent me stuff about it because I got sick that night and was sick for like 3 days. So, and then just catching up on everything after that, I just haven't gotten back to it. So, hopefully, this week I will be sending out emails to everyone who sent emails in. And then, depending on how that goes, we will continue. Also, Etsy shop, considering there is a very strong possibility I might be out of this apartment on the 1st of August, the Etsy shop is not going to be open much longer. It's definitely going to be closed by August 30th because I'm not going to be in this country any longer. And I'm not taking all my chapbooks with me to mail from all over the world. So just any books at all, the chapbooks, this one's still $1. There's like, I don't know how many of these left, but the first printing of this, there are only a couple of the first printing of The End of Everything that you could get. And the first printing of Fingering the Mundane is out of print. So hopefully sometime this year, I will do a second edition of that as a print on demand on Amazon. But yeah, and then the other chapbooks and stuff. So yeah, like the paperbacks, the chapbooks, we are running out of time here. Let's see what else we got. So yeah, do you have an actual specific question about the book sale? Because if you do, I will answer that. Malaysian plane was carrying lithium batteries. Well, what other batteries should a Malaysian airline be carrying? Like, is it the fact that it was lithium batteries that's shocking, or is it the fact that it was 2.5 tons of lithium batteries? Or is it the fact that they were in the cargo hold? Is there somewhere else you're supposed to put batteries? I don't understand why anyone would know that this even happened. What is the, like, what makes this like a oh shit thing? I'm very confused. I love Emily. I love traveling, trying to explore from land to land and put up a bucket list of places. Oh, do the bucket list. Do that bucket list. Should I do a video of bucket list places that I want to go to? Would that be a fun video? I don't know. I could just really see me saying something awful on a bucket list video. Okay. Just wondering if your copy of We Have Always Lived in the Castle is the edition I was looking for. But I asked that in the email I sent. Oh, okay. Did you send a picture of the one you're looking for in the email? So I have something to, yes, do the video. All right, dude. I'm not gonna say come bucket list of places, because that would be horrific and something that somebody who didn't have a nice channel would say. We're not going to do that here. Nope. Huwag kayo dito. I don't know if that is the correct way of putting those together, But huwag dito kayo. Maybe that's better. Huwag dito ng kayo. No. Huwag kayo ng dito. I think that is how to do it. I think that's how to do it. Haha, the bucket list. Uh-oh. The bucket list is really good. And put a checklist on it. Huwag kayo dito. Oh my gosh, I did it right. And I didn't even need a nung in there. Are you kidding me? That's like one of the first times I didn't need a nung or a na. Or even a sa. Or an ung. Wow. Grabe kaya grabe. Woo. Oh. Ay nako. Oh my gosh. It was okay, let's get to the bottom of this fucking lithium battery thing. It was the fact that the lithium batteries were carried before they began marketing them as potential fire hazards. It may have contributed them to the plane going down. Oh, so like basically they're fire hazards and they might be more hazardous in different altitudes or based on compressed oxygen or something like that. And so what might have happened was the airplane was in the air and it just basically turned into a fireball. And that's why the plane crashed. It just like turned into a giant cone of fire. That seems legit as fuck. When did they decide that lithium batteries on airplanes was dangerous? It may have contributed to the plane ba. I'm not saying that. Oh. Well, I said that. Is that not what the thing is? I mean, it makes sense. It's a potential fire hazard, and it may have contributed to the plane going down. I'm just trying to figure out what makes lithium batteries a fire hazard on an airplane. I mean, I guess I could just Google it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. So anyway, if you haven't yet, run over and subscribe to Create Araw, my new channel. I don't know why my accent does that when I'm talking. It's really annoying. If you think it annoys you, oh my God, just like live in my head for one day and hear me try to speak Tagalog. Fuck. Tagalog. Lithium batteries need to be marked on packages whenever you ship them. Okay. I never heard that about the batteries. That's interesting. They could have burned the plane to ash. Yeah, I don't know enough about fire, and I don't know enough about lithium. Wait, lithium. Was that a Nirvana song? What was that song? Is that the same word? Is lithium the stuff they would give like people as like an antidepressant, like back when no one knew what antidepressants were? A lithium battery. Lithium. Is that the name of that song? Wow, I feel like my brain's breaking. But didn't the flight take a really weird long flight path before disappearing? I remember something like that. I thought the plane was hijacked and then it went down. Have you ever seen a Tesla catch fire? No, I've only seen I saw my first Tesla truck, a Cybertruck, like the day I saw that guy get run over by a bike. No, the day I saw a guy on the bike get hit by a car. Oh man, I feel like parts of my brain are leaking out of my toenails. Yes, lithium is the Nirvana song and battery. Thank you so much. I thought I was going crazy for a minute. I was like, is that I could play it, can't say it. but I could play it. We're on the same wave. Like the first thing I thought of was Nirvana. Lithium. Yes to the Nirvana song and the calming effect. Okay, is it like a calming effect like Mercury is a calming effect? Or like what does lithium do? Like, and why is it not prescribed now? Like, is it one of those things that, I mean, I don't know, it makes batteries catch on fire in airplanes. Doesn't seem like, isn't lithium a heavy metal? Isn't it considered a heavy metal? I don't even know if this thing's in tune. I don't even know if this is going to work. Wow, my guitar sounds like shit. And I also don't know why I'm playing it like that. Why am I like hammering on the power chords like that? That's weird. And then the bass line. This is the funnest part about that song. Is it start here? Yeah. The bass line goes. Oh yeah, I fucked that up. I love that bass line so much. Like that bass line compared to how the songs played. Brilliant. That was some good shit. I'm so fucking happy because today I found my friends. They are maybe in my head. I'm so fucking something, but that's okay because maybe so are you. And then I'm in a shirt, maybe. Sunday morning might be a line because every day something about doing something over here, maybe over there. But now I'm so horny, but that's okay because I don't know, something's good. What is it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If you want me to destroy any other classic song that you've loved for many years and hear me like William Shatner the fuck out of something to make it not be something pleasant ever again, please let me know. Shatner sings Nirvana. Oh my God, that's so funny. Whoop. Yeah, we were on it. Good job. You guys want me to sing you a song? Here, I'll sing you a song real quick. I'll sing you one of mine. Real quick. Just real quick. I'll sing you one of mine real quick. Because I don't know when I'm going to play guitar again. Because I'm not taking it with me. So, just you face. Damn it. So my hateful feelings and moves face. And the sun shines on a brand new day. And my evil feelings go away. Look at Matt Wall and Creeperson on Spotify and everywhere else you stream music. Ain't them loud it flows, trickling to my toes, from my death blow in which I may stow upon the skulls of the girls who didn't do what they were told. And I'm brown in my clothes from their shattered bones, and they lost their glow, and I lost control. The body's out disposed down on the river road. love in the rain with just you face. In the rain with just you fast. Okay. So that was fun. Played a little music today. Talked about trips. Talked about batteries and airplanes in South Dakota. Jesus. Hi, Nicole. Let's see. Oh, shit. They used to put lithium in 7-Up? What? What is happening? Once a burning e-car provoked a big fire on a cargo ship, was impossible to fight the fire. So did the whole ship go down? That's pretty crazy. They used to put we just did that. Malaysia Flight 370 completely disappeared in like 2014, never to be found. Still, they haven't found it. Like even like going over, I don't buy that shit at all. Are you guys like, oh no, it was like beamed up by a spaceship? Because that's probably more likely than anything else. Mindy says lithium isn't prescribed anymore because it is hard on the thyroid and kidneys. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say almost everything you put in your mouth today is going to be hard on your kidneys and possibly your thyroid. Yeah. That limb is firm. I'm going to stand on that limb. It's a great song. EO, I play guitar too. I saw you just did a video the other day of you playing, right? I mean, not the other day, but I saw it in my homepage. I really enjoyed your museum visits. Are there tons of artists in LA? Are many of them painters? I don't know. If I'm honest, I feel like there are a lot of artists here who don't really know how to do the whole schmoozing, getting into the scene. But I also feel like once you're an artist, like if you're doing gallery work, if you're doing originals, like, yeah, you could be here and everything's fine. But the second you are an artist that is like doing gallery shows and stuff like that, you come to LA and you do that to leave LA and maybe live here half the time, but do that in other places. And that's what makes you legit. So there's a lot of people who come here and do this. And again, like this is just from like things I've experienced or observed. This might not be how it is all the time, but I feel like people come here, they have a show, and like then they could say, I had a show in LA, and they have their manager or their person start hitting up places all over the world saying like, do you want this person to come? They just had this great showing in LA. And then blah, 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 blah. That's how that goes. But I think like the same could be said for New York too. Have you seen Novoselic recently? He's starting a new political party. I have not seen him recently. What's the name of his new political party? Yes, sir. Don't know what that's in regards to. This is like the nervous wreck version of lithium, I would say. Oh, Psycho Killer. Oh my God. You guys know the Psycho Killer story, right? Where I was on it wasn't a blind date, but it was like a first date. And we went to this really nice place and it was like a wonderful date. Everything was going great. And then at 9:00, they started karaoke and I did not know this was going to happen. And it was like very like serious karaoke people who like come to do karaoke in hopes that people from record labels locally will hear them and discover them there. And I'm like, and I was drunk and I told the woman I was with, I'm like, hey, we need to get the fuck out of here as soon as humanly possible. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because I've had drinks and they're about to do karaoke and they're very serious and the cops will be here momentarily if we don't get me out of here, like as soon as humanly possible. So we go up and pay the bill. Shockingly, like she never saw me again. Go figure. How did this one get fucked up, Matt? Like, let's figure this out. We go up to the thing and I start talking mad shit to the bartender and start fucking with him. And like, I don't know why I was doing this. I mean, I was drunk, but he's like trying to ask me what my name is to get my card. And I like start making up last names. And he's like, I can't find you in here. And I'm like, well, then like, and I don't know. I'm just giving him shit. And he's giving me shit. But then like, I won him over with my charm. But then somebody started singing Psycho Killer. And it was so bad. It was, and I mean, like, I'm not even going to say David Byrne's got a great voice. But when you can't even like fake your way through a fucking David Byrne song, a Talking Head song, are you fucking with me right now? And so he starts singing it and it's really bad. So then I'm in the back of the bar. I start singing it like in a very shouty, still in key way over the top at him. Like I'm yelling the words at him. And I just needed to get out of there. And I just could not get out of there fast enough. He was taking forever trying to like cash me out or do the whole thing. But yeah, Psycho Killer was the song that almost got me arrested in North Hollywood. Bum, 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 yeah. Run, 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 run away. I saw Chris Cornell snowboarding. Where were we? I can't remember what mountain we were on. But I was in high school. So it was a very long time ago. Lithium and 7-Up. I mean, they used to put Coke in Coke. Oh, yeah, that's true. I have heard that. You heard them. BJ's give kidney stones. They could. I mean, shit, if you're like passing a kidney stone down that tube, you'll end up with a kidney stone in you. Might not come from your kidneys originally, but it's your kidney stone now. Deal with it. That was horrific. I should never talk. Serious karaoke people are ridiculous. It's scary when they show up and they're dressed like they're on fucking Star Search and it's 1986 and they have their own like songbooks, like binders with laminated pages in them. And they have like their own like USB drives to give to the karaoke DJ, like to plug into the laptop. Like they are like so serious. And they do a lot of this when they're singing out loud. And it's just like, dude, like I'm on my third pina colada. Are you really gonna fucking like throw your arm in my face right now? Like you're seriously like 4 feet away from me. Do not swing your limbs at me, bro. I never heard of anyone trying to get noticed by record label executives at late night karaoke tunes. Well, dude, you got to understand too where we were at. And maybe this is my fault for not doing my research to make sure. But like Warner Music, I don't think Elektra is a thing anymore. I think that's part of Warner now. Atlantic Records is part of Warner now. Capitol's right there. Island Records is now part of something else now. I don't even know how many different places there are, but like those buildings, I mean, Capitol's down off of Sunset, but all of those other ones, they're like in Burbank, right where the edge of Burbank and North Hollywood are. So when those people get off work and they go out for drinks, like to, cut loose a little bit, they end up at those places across from the record labels. I don't know if it's ever happened, but it's something that people think could happen. Run, 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 run away. It seems when I listen to anyone from California, they're running into celebrities constantly. We don't experience that in the Midwest. Here's what I'll say. I don't think it happens constantly. And I think the people who I run into constantly that I'm excited about running into are people that no one has ever fucking heard of. But like, if I run into that guy who I see on like every third commercial, like I can't remember what his fucking, like, I know he's been in something that was like a big deal. But there's this one kind of older dude with kind of a long face and big ears. And he was in like almost every fucking commercial you could ever imagine. And he was on a movie or on a show. And he was wearing a cowboy hat, I remember. Oh, I can't remember what it was or what he said. He said, I think we got a deal. I think you've got yourself a deal. That was the thing he said that I remember. But anyway, I used to see him all over the place. Like we would go to the same market when I lived in Burbank. Just going anywhere up Magnolia in Magnolia Park, you would see this guy like almost every day. And every time I saw him, I was like, oh my God. Like, dude, that guy, like, I know who that guy is, and he knows that I know who he is. That dude's a fucking star. That dude's a fucking star. And like, unless you lived in Southern California, you won't know this, but there was this insurance company, like car insurance, called Survival. I don't know if they're still around. They might be. I don't know. I don't have a TV. But for years, they had these commercials where the survival insurance guy, the guy who owned the company, who suddenly wanted to be famous, so he was in all of his own commercials, he would do like parodies of Hollywood movies, like big Hollywood blockbusters. And it was just an insurance company, and it would be like, you can't handle the truth, get survival insurance. I don't fucking know, whatever. But I saw him in a fucking convertible, like Lamborghini, on Sunset. We were at a light next to each other, and he had like this like amazingly hot supermodel looking chick in the car with him, dressed like, I don't know, like Kelly Bundy in the midway seasons of Married with Children. And I was just like, that was the most starstruck I think I had ever been, seeing the survival insurance guy in the car next to me. And I just looked at him and I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, survival. Oh my God. I was such a fucking total fangirl over the survival insurance guy. So stupid. My biography is going to be like the shittiest book in the world. Every chapter is going to be like a page and a half, and it's not really going to say a whole lot. Why not just walk into their offices and start singing at the receptionist? Who knows? Because that's the thing. Like, executives are a lot like children. If you tell them to do something, they're not going to do it. But if they think that they came up with the idea themselves, they'll do it. So if you're a good parent, you become excellent at tricking your children into thinking that they're coming up with a lot of ideas. Executives are the exact same way. If you walk into the offices and start singing at them, they'll be like, how dare you? Don't you know how valuable my team is? Did I say team? I meant time. But if you like are at some karaoke place when they come in, then they could go, I discovered this person. Yeah, I was just, I wanted it because they want to tell stories. And they're like, I was so stressed out and I just needed a drink. And I needed good friends and a good time. And so I went to this bar that I've never been to before. But I went. And it just happened to be karaoke night. Just as the most beautiful woman alive did her rendition of this Tammy Wynette number that I've always hated. But coming out of her face hole, it was like clouds parted and angels sang to me. And I knew right then I must have her. I don't know, whatever. Motherfuckers tell stories. Hey guys, in case you were wondering, this B vitamins work. Just saying. La, 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 la. This might be because of music biopics. There's like scene 1, guy plays chords on a piano. Scene 2, guy gets a record deal. Scene 3, guy moves into a mansion with 17 hookers. Scene 4, everyone's dead and like the whole place is burnt out and he's got a needle hanging out of his arm. And he's like, why, God, why? Scene next, he sees a toy in a store window that he had as a kid back when times were simpler. And then as he's remembering the joy on his face as a child, he looks up to see his own haggard reflection in the glass. And he realizes he has gone too far. And at that moment, he decides to run home. Not home to LA, but back home, and tell his family how much he really cares about them. And to tell that girl he stood up at winter formal, that he's been thinking about her every day, even though he's had the pick of the litter of every woman in LA. And he turns and he runs across the street and immediately gets run over by a bus and dies. Roll credits. And scene. Tracy Chapman was discovered playing on the street. I think there's a lot of people who were discovered like that, especially pre-internet. I don't know if you could do that now. I don't know if like the internet has broken normal humanity. I'm pretty sure it has. Here in the Midwest, I ran into someone who thought I looked like Alex Lifeson from Rush. I think I said that wrong for some reason. I told them as much. They said they didn't know who that was without saying anything else. I just left. Oh, wait, no, you thought they looked like that. I was like, wow, this story got weird. Like you go up to somebody and you're like, I think you think I look like this person. They're like, I don't know who that is. I know you don't know who that person is. And that's why I know that you think I think you look like that. And then all of a sudden it's really weird and bizarre. I met one of our radio hosts, and the guy was the most conceited person. He treated me like dog shit. Yeah, that's another thing I was going to say. You know if the person you're talking to is somebody or not by how they treat you. And what I mean by that is when I was working in film, when I worked on small films and small productions, the producers and the people in charge would treat everyone like horse shit, just like complete pieces of shit. When you get to the bigger budget stuff and you get to the bigger companies and the people who have fucking clout, they treat you like fucking a god, even if you're like down here and they're way up here, because you never know who's going to be your next boss. And if you treated someone like shit on their way up, that person's going to remember it. And if you were the person that treated them like shit, your big cushy job you've had for the last 10 years, gone. You just got fired, dude. Yeah. So like people are fucking assholes. You should write movie scripts. That was great. Thank you. I've written a ton. You can IMDb Creeperson. Yay. That very Normal sounding name. Oh man, did you guys all cry when he looked up and saw his reflection in the window? Oh my fucking god. Oh, what a shit show. I was working at a game store helping this kid. Yeah, that poor kid had to fucking go home to that motherfucker. Am I right? Okay. Okay. I cannot believe I've been doing this long. That's what she said. Um, I opened up for Jim. Does that say Carroll? Jim Carroll. He wouldn't talk to me. I was so bummed out. Oh yeah, never meet your heroes, dude. Never meet your idols. I've been let down by so many people that I looked up to that like I stopped trying to ever. Yes, I am on Wikipedia. I got to go to see a. Hey, if anyone wants to update my Wikipedia, I don't think that thing's been updated in like a decade. So if anyone wants to, like, if you are versed in how to do something like that, knock yourself out. Try to be nice. If you want to make some stories up for, I don't know, poetic license, go ahead, but be nice about it. Okay, for fuck's sake, guys. I got to split too. I got things to do. Got things to see and people to do. So, but yeah, go over and get on that channel. Get on that channel, and hopefully we will talk more. If you're gonna order any books, do it fucking fast. Go to my Etsy shop. If you don't know how to get there, I'm sure there's a link somewhere. But Matt Wall Wright, or no, oh my god, Matt Wall Writes, I think is the name of the Etsy shop. I'm pretty sure it is. And if you're having a hard time, go to IHateMattWall.com and click the E in the thing, the 5 social logos. The E will take you to Etsy. All right, guys, you're awesome. Kisses to all of you. Type hard. Lumikadang arrow. Immediately do that, and I will talk to you all later. I can't do that because now we're still here. So I have to figure out how to pop, hit end stream, hit are you sure, and then close the page all at the same time. I'm not going to be able to do it. Whatever. There it is. See you guys.